Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sheboygan A's Baseball. Alongside the intern Charlie Heim and our cameraman Lucas Schulze, I'm Mike Martin, bringing you tonight's game against the Appleton Legends. Sheboygan comes in 20-14 against Appleton. They're 1-1 this year. They won the game and the play ball tournament 5-0, but lost their league game 8-4. So they're 1-1 against them, but 0-1 in the league. We need to break the losing streak tonight, Charlie. If we lose this game, we end up in last place in the league at this point in the season. Appleton is 1-4. We're 2-5. We need the win to stay above them in the standings. And we were talking, I don't know if you were up here in the booth after the game last night, we were talking that Eric Schmitz, Brad Reinflesch, and Jared Recklitis all started, all lost. We're in the midst of a 3-game losing streak. Got to get a win tonight.
That's not something that you often see, the Sheboygan A's going on a losing streak, but as you said, really hoping to break through this. Dylan Davis on the mound for Sheboygan, coming in with a 2.22 ERA and 24 1/3 innings pitched. Very much a pitch-to-contact guy with 18 strikeouts to 6 walks, but still a very efficient pitcher for Sheboygan, and hoping that he can break this losing streak.
Let's go through the Sheboygan A's defensively. They have Jacob Neese at first, Riley Palmquist at second, Jimmy Jurgensen's at third, and Jack Council is at short. In left field is Bennett Becker, Gus Walker in center, and Carson Hansen in right. Ian Mary is catching, and like Charlie mentioned, Dylan Davis on the mound. Leading off for the Legends is Carson Crumry. Crumry playing at shortstop tonight, and he takes that first pitch for a ball. Drive out into center, but Walker able to make the catch. And that brings up Peyton Just, the left fielder. Davis comes in with Dylan Davis comes in with a 1-1 record. I'm not sure if you mentioned that, Charlie. This is his 7th appearance and 5th start of the year.
Of course, with that, more appearances than starts, something always good to have some of these top-end pitchers coming out of the bullpen at times. Something that I know Brad Reinflesch takes pride in, coming out of the bullpen at times.
I was just looking at who's made the most starts this year. Brad has 6, Recklitis 5, Schmitz 5. Noah Emery 5, and now Dylan Davis with 5 starts. So he's getting to be a regular starter for Sheboygan, and we need a good game out of him. 2-1 is the count. Charlie in an inning or two is going to bring up some points about walks. We talked about Reinflesch doing a lot of walks throughout the course of the year. We expect that from him. But from Schmitty and Jared, they don't walk too many guys, but they've been bitten with their walks over the last couple of games. Charlie's going to talk about that. It's a line drive right up the middle. Davis knocks it down and makes the play. Wow. Able to get a glove on it. Otherwise, that had a ticket to center field.
Glove on it, and enough to take the glove off the hand. Still quick recovery to get the out. Not much of a hassle on that one. Just always a little bit weird when you have the glove come off the hand.
Oh, for sure. Brings up Lane Sobieski, the right fielder. He'll be followed by his brother, Landon Sobieski. It's a slow roller. Council racing in. His throw is not going to be in time. Good job by Ian Mary to back up the throw, not allow Sobieski to advance. Give him a base hit.
Something that you'll see catchers, they're told to do this, is, back up the first baseman on a throw. Generally, it doesn't matter too much, but always good to have that backup just in case the throw gets by. Instead of having to chase it down, you already have someone back there.
One of the things you want to do is play the game the right way. Like Charlie said, it may not happen very often, but the one time you're not there, all of a sudden the ball gets by the first baseman, and you didn't do your job. Breaking ball is in for a strike. Infield is deep, and the outfield is straight away. Another pitch on the outside corner. Another bouncer to short. Council makes the flip over to second for the force out, and that ends the first inning for Appleton.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support programs like Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Who Code that show kids they can dream anything and do even more.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
Our game time temperature is 82 degrees. It's partly cloudy. Quite humid today. It was a hot one, hot and sticky. And nice to be playing this game at night, Charlie, so get rid of some of that stickiness, hopefully.
Going to be a scorcher for the early innings in this game, but as the game goes on, it'll get cooler and cooler. Be a little bit more pleasant for the people out on the field at the very least. We still have some decent air conditioning up here in the press box.
Yeah, right. Don't tell the viewers, all the fans will fear that and want to come up here with us. Jack Council leads off for Sheboygan. He's hitting .333. It's that one down the left field line, but foul.
On the note of that .333 average, Council really making the most of every plate appearance that he gets every time he gets on base. 9 stolen bases on the year in just as many games, I believe, or just a few more. 12 games,
played
9 stolen
12
bases.
games, 9 stolen bases. He does have 3 doubles and a triple. There's a drive to deep center field. Going back and making the catch is Kiesler. Hit the ball hard. That's going to bring up Carson Hansen.
Hansen, the premier power hitter so far in the year for this team. .297 average, .516 slugging, 6 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. Also showing off some speed with 7 stolen bases.
Yeah, he was off and running in the last game.
Well,
I believe he got 3 stolen bases.
You know, he had 2 in just 1 plate appearance.
Right, and then he got thrown out at the plate, unfortunately. I believe that was in the first inning. The battery for Appleton is Chase Schultz pitching and Blake Wallenfang catching. Defensively, they have Lane Sobieski at first, Austin Gruby at second, Jason LeCapitan at third, Carson Crumry at short, Peyton Just in left, Calvin Kiesler, we saw him make that catch in center, and Lane Sobieski in right. Blake Wallenfang catching, and Schultz pitching.
And with that battery, I believe that in the first time that we saw them, I believe Jane LeCapitan was the catcher for them. I might be wrong. That's been a little bit.
Oh, called strike 3. That ends Hansen's at bat. That's going to bring up Harry Stelt. Harry DHing tonight, getting a little bit of a break. Harry had a tough game the other night, striking out a couple times, getting no hits. He's still at 330. There's a drive. Caught by Kiesler. And that ends the first inning. No score.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you don't just feed yourself or your family. You help support programs like Simply Give that feed our neighbors in need.
Thank you.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
You serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Blake Wallenfang will lead off the second inning for Appleton. Dylan Davis attends Marion. He's majoring in sports management. Chopper over to Jimmy. He fires across the infield in time for the out. A lot of slow rollers off the offerings of Dylan Davis. That brings up Trent Blake, the DH.
It's a very nice play by Jimmy. Not often that we see him over on third base, but still doing a very good job early on.
We know he's got a good arm. He's done some pitching for Sheboygan. Appeared in 6 games, did make a start. So he's got a good enough arm to play third. We're more used to seeing him over at first. Ball hit foul down the right side. Stays in the ballpark. Pitches up high. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's 1 out. We're in the second inning. No score. Ball hit out to right center. Walker's got a beat on it and makes the one-handed grab. That's going to bring up Calvin Kiesler. He was busy in the bottom of the first, making a couple of catches out in center.
Gus Walker with that catch out in center. His 49th, I believe. Hold up. 21st put out of the year. Being pretty active out in center.
There's another drive out into center, but Walker again is going to make the catch. And that ends the top of the second. When Sheboygan comes up, their leadoff hitter will be Jacob Neese, the Northwoods cleanup hitter.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support organizations like Hope House Mission and New Hope Shelter that give people around here warmth, shelter, and care.
Me spells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot. Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, Tea Time.
What are you, having tea with the queen? Hello. Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Jacob Neese takes the first pitch for a ball. Charlie, you were going to point something out about walks, and we had mentioned about Eric Schmitz and Jared Recolaitis and how they don't walk many guys, but seem to get burned by it the last couple of games.
And overall, that is a big thing. Of course, right now we do have Jacob Neese up 12 walks on the team. That's third for the team. And a big thing with especially leading off, if he can draw a walk, is it's something that really gets understated in how important it is when you get on base. Obviously, getting on base with no outs is a lot more important, and a lot more important than you'd think than 2 outs. Say you walk with no outs on, that's a lot more chances to move ahead. But walk with 2 outs, any sort of fly ball can get you around, any fly ball can end your inning right there. But just being able to have that extra time, the extra outs for a base runner to do some damage, something that, again, just not really thought about as much as it should be.
Neese with a base hit right down the line, got by the third baseman, and he's going to hustle into second with a stand-up double. Good start of the inning for Sheboygan. And that's going to bring up Jimmy Jorgensen.
And on that note of getting the first runner on base, getting a runner on second right away is something that's really important, because if you do hit some pretty long fly balls, you can pretty easily end up with a sacrifice fly opportunity.
The new rule in baseball, Major League Baseball, when you get into extra innings, they start the 10th inning with a runner on second base. And then it's real tempting for the offense to just bunt them over the third, because it's even better to have them at third than second.
With having a runner on second and no outs, you can give up that out pretty easily.
I agree. But I don't think Jimmy will be bunting here.
Jimmy very much a power hitter, 3 home runs on the year to go along with 6 doubles.
When I was talking about Eric Schmitz and Jared Recolaitis, they both don't walk very many guys, but in Schmitty's last start, he walked 2 guys and wound up giving up a 3-run homer. Just really bad break, and I think he had 1 walk the rest of the game. So bad break there, and then just the other night, Jared Recolaitis walked a couple of batters, and they wound up he walked 3 guys, 2 out of the 3 scored, and I would say that our top 3 starters are in a bit of a slump. As we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, they made the last 3 starts, and we've lost all 3 games. Jimmy fighting that one off. It count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And 4 pitchers of Recolaitis, Reinfleisch, and Schmitty's caliber, a slump is still really good for them. All of them coming in with, the lowest of those ERAs is Schmitty with a 2.08 ERA. Then Brad at 2 even, and Recolaitis, after giving up 5 runs, although only 1 earned, dropping down to a 1.04 ERA.
Another ball hit foul by Jimmy. Waiting on deck is Riley Palmquist. Riley playing over at second base tonight. Him and Jack Council flip-flopping. Ball in the dirt. Good stop by Wallenfang, keeping Jacob at second base.
That's one where, in hindsight, with that hesitation, if he takes off right away, you could get a base, but you never know that you're going to have that hesitation with trying to find the ball.
Sometimes it's hard looking in at second base, trying to figure out where the ball is at the catcher's feet. You can't see that.
CJ pointing out, already in scoring position, no outs, play it more cautious. Don't want to risk getting thrown out at third for a first out.
Count is even now, 2-2. There's a drive out into center field, but right at Kiesler, and he makes the easy catch. That's going to bring up Riley Palmquist. Riley steps in with the 187 average. He's looking to pick that up. He does have 4 doubles and a home run. Usually a very dependable defender. First pitch is high for a ball. The offense just hasn't been clicking like it did last year. They had a team batting average of 313 at the end of the season. Right now, I think
254 average right now.
Yeah, it's not that great. Fly ball out to left, and just makes the catch. So we had a leadoff double, and now it's going to be up to Bennett Becker to get Neese in. My point being, we're just not hitting like we did last year, and it's been tough scoring runs. Chase Schultz, the little guy, has a pretty good breaking ball. Ball is hit out into right. And coming over and making the catch is Lane Sobieski. And that ends Sheboygan's second. They had a promising start, but couldn't get the base hit they needed. At the end of 2 complete, still no score.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
Getting ready to start the top of the third inning. Leading off for the Legends will be Austin Gruby, the second baseman. I like that number by Gruby, number 25.
That your number when you played, or?
That was my high school football number, and I played, it was my number with the A's, too, for a couple of the seasons.
When I was in baseball at Lutheran High, I think I was number 9.
That's a good
7.
number.
Yeah.
That's a real good number.
And we had a lot of numbers to give. I think we only had 15 people on the team.
I was talking to Bill Weinog, our uniform guy. Him and Wayne Palm do that. And I said, when you got the black uniforms, how many jerseys did you guys buy? They buy 50 jerseys. Gruby goes down and swinging. But, when you have turnover and a big roster and things like that, you almost have to have that many to cover all the different players that may play during the course of a season.
Well, you'll have your regulars that are, pretty much have a lockdown on certain numbers. Some of those numbers will churn through if you have certain people available, and we've seen that a few times from mainly other teams where we can't quite tell what number they have on or who has that number. Sometimes managers don't even know what number some of the people on their team has.
Jaden LeCapitan is up. Jaden playing at third base. There's one team in the state league, not to be named, but a lot of times the roster that they have with the numbering and that is not up to date, and that causes a lot of problems up here because we always look to do a professional job.
I'd say base hit on that.
Base hit it is.
Difficult play
Slow
there.
Roller.
Difficult play, and that's one where it's very, very hit or miss on whether that is
it's
hit
a
or
do
never.
or die. You got to pick it up and then throw it, and you're just trying to go as fast as you can, and it's a tough play.
Seen a lot of times where bare hand opportunities. Well, that one I think went down with the glove. Did Palmquist. A lot of times, anytime where it's something where it is a charge in or a bare hand, that they will just call it a hit because of the difficulty of the play.
Carson Crumry, the leadoff hitter, is up. Pitch was outside. Count is even at 1-1. A pretty nice crowd out here tonight. I don't know if the 50-50 will be as big as last night.
Well, you do have our Bud Light night. A couple of presents being given away.
Yeah, Larry's Distributing is out here. Ball is popped up on the infield. Palmquist making the call and the catch. That's going to bring up Peyton Just. The Capitan still on at first base. It'd be interesting to see if he runs with 2 outs now. Try to get himself into scoring position. Ian Mary, the Sheboygan catcher, has a nice arm.
Mary, no assists yet on the year, but not our regular catcher. We usually do see Justin Schnell behind the dish.
I was going to say, with the left-hander on the mound for Sheboygan, it might be difficult for the runner to get a good lead, too. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. There's 2 outs. We're in the top of the third. Sheboygan had the best scoring opportunity, the leadoff double, but couldn't do it. Just goes down swinging, and that for Davis is the second strikeout of the game.
Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract, brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow, raised by generations willing to sip, share, risk, remember. This is a story bigger than beer. This is the story of the American spirit. Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract, brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow. Generations.
Third inning, Ian Mary up. Ian hits third. Capitan throws him out.
I assume we couldn't hear it on our broadcast, but had some people in the crowd trying to will that into an on base. Someone yelling for Le Capitan to overthrow it, but not listening to the crowd here at Wildwood. Unfortunately for the A's.
Yeah, it brings up Gus Walker.
Gus Walker last year was the top hitter in terms of average on the team. This year, struggling a little bit when it comes to getting hits, but every hit that he's had has been very good. A third of each of his hits have been extra base hits.
Holes hit foul, hit hard.
4 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run on the year for Gus. And even on singles, working well with that with 9 stolen bases.
Takes that pitch down and in. Makes the count 2-1. Another pitch out of the strike zone, 3-1. You mentioned Gus has a pretty nice on-base percentage for his low batting average. It was close to 333. And he draws a 1-out walk. Gus is a base-stealing threat. What's he got there, 9?
9 stolen bases on the year.
That leads the club too, doesn't it?
Tied with Jack Council in terms of the club lead.
Speaking of Jack Council, he's up next. First pitch is in there for a strike. Council hit the ball hard, but flew out to center field back in the first. Strike 2.
Schultz managing to do very well with having a very quick stretch into his throw, not giving much time for Gus Walker to get a jump.
Here he goes. Pitch is way outside. Walker rounds the bag at second aggressively, but he's going to hold up there. Give Gus a stolen base. I was going to mention in Council's first at-bat, he got behind 0-2 and managed to battle up there and, like I said, hit the fly ball out to center. Again, Sheboygan with a runner in scoring position. Another pitch out of the zone. Evens the count at 2-2.
And with this being the top of the order for Sheboygan coming up. Now, while still have people like Jurgensen, Palmquist, Becker, who are good hitters, the top of the order for Sheboygan is just on another level with hitting, so being able to have a runner on second. With
Council hits that one into short right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Throw comes to the cutoff man. Walker had to wait to see if it was going to drop in, so he's going to only advance to third base. Council stops at first. And that brings up Carson Hansen.
Blue pit, very difficult to tell whether or not that's landing, which, if Gus Walker takes off right away, he scores, but it's a bit difficult to tell if that is dropping. It's a bit of a hesitation, but still ending up with runners on the corner.
See if Council is running. Here he goes. Whoa, that throw out into left field, and Council all the way to third. Oh my. Not good base running necessarily by Gus Walker, but he got away with it on the error on Wallenfang. Threw it out into left field. Council gets a stolen base, and he advances to third on the error. So still one out.
And that's a play I'm sure Appleton wants to take back quickly because Gus Walker was already slid back into the base by the time the throw was coming out. Ends up sailing over Le Capitan's head.
Carson with a good rip. Makes the count 0-1, I believe. 1-1. Where did that come from, Bill? Hey, we've been
Strike.
perfect. We've
Swing,
been perfect
strike.
down here all year.
Strike.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Hansen. Looking to make contact and get that runner in from third. There's a ball up the middle. It's into left center field, a base hit. Gruby tried to get it. He made a stab at it, but couldn't come up with it. Give Carson an RBI single.
Some very tough bounces on that hit from Hansen. Well hit, bounced off the mound, took another bounce. Gruby couldn't quite recover from it.
Now, Hansen was off and running pretty quick last night. Let's see what he does here tonight. Fake like he was going, but held up. Harry took that first pitch for a ball. No signs that I saw from the third base coach. Ball in the dirt, throw down. In time, tagged him on the helmet as he slid in. Good throw by Wallenfang. And 2-4 put out. That leaves Harry still at the plate with a 1-1 count. But now there's 2 outs and nobody on.
And a big thing with that is might be more than just an out for Appleton because Wallenfang had that pretty bad throw to end up scoring a run. Now good recovery with a very nice throw down to second, right on the money.
Right, that was a dandy. Nice play by the second baseman too to catch it, and then his glove was right on Hansen's helmet. Ball is fouled out of play. Jacob Neese waiting on deck. 1-0, 2-0 Sheboygan. Harry able to check his swing. No appeal down, so Harry's just going to take his base. He'll be on at first for Jacob Neese. Neese led off the second inning with a double.
And that full count pitch to Harry, very close to the zone. Harry knew that too, checking his swing, but ends up holding up. Pitch is outside, and Harry gets a free base.
Ball rides up and in, and Jacob not able to get out of the way, fouls it off.
Harry drawing walk number 25 of the year for him. came into this game with a .484 on base percentage. So Harry, even if he's not hitting for the power that he's used to, still getting on base at an incredible rate.
Yeah, he's far and away the leading walkman on the team. Bouncing ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Harry's going to trot into second. He'll hold there. Jacob with another base hit. Nice came into tonight's game hitting .278. That's going to go up some.
Wallenfang just going to have a chat with Schultz, make sure that he's calmed down, don't want to get in your head too much.
Jacob now hitting .290. Jimmy up. Jimmy's got good power. Be nice to see him go for extra bases, or maybe even a big fly. Jimmy hit the ball hard. His first time up flew out to center field. Sheboygan with 2 runs in the inning, looking to get a couple more. Ball in the dirt, gets away from Wallenfang, and both runners advance. Give Schultz a wild pitch.
And Harry with a very good jump off of that. Ball didn't skip too far, but that good jump, Harry going right away, ends up getting into third.
Yeah, what else helped was Wallenfang not able to find the ball right away. That pitch evens the count at 1-1. Harry's got to be ready at third. You never know when Schultz is going to throw another one in the dirt. There's a line drive foul. Right past Davis Wilson coaching down at first base.
Jimmy, 13 RBIs coming into this, hoping to get 14 and 15.
There's a ball hit hard, out into left field, a base hit. 1 run is in, throw coming home, slide is safe by Jacob Neese. 2-run score on the base hit by Jurgensen. That wild pitch by Schultz was costly. Good job, Charlie. You called it. 14 and 15.
It's always the weird thing with the commentators is that sometimes when you say it, it ends up being the exact opposite of what happens. Sometimes you get what you want out of it. This time, Jimmy getting a couple more RBIs.
4-run inning for Sheboygan. And Jimmy on at first base with that 2 RBI single. The wild pitch was very costly by Schultz. Put those runners in scoring position. Had he not done that, only 1 run would have scored.
For the people out here at the ballpark, pretty good that this running coming in this inning. Bunch of free beers being handed out because of the Budweiser thirst inning.
Yeah, it's been a big inning for Sheboygan. Come to the ballpark thirsty. Riley Palmquist climbing into the batter's box. Going to see if he can do a little more damage. Appleton leaving Schultz in the game. There's a drive out to center field, but Kiesler's got it measured and makes the catch for the 3rd out, but not before Sheboygan comes up with 4 big runs, and after 3 complete, the A's lead it 4-0.
Estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes. thank you for your patience.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
Dylan Davis getting ready to start the fourth inning. He's got 32 pitches so far in the ball game. That's a very nice count. Tough inning for the Legends' Chase Schultz. He threw 28 pitches in the last inning and now has 54 in the game. That pitch count compliments of Lucas Schulze.
And with Schmitz being just at those relatively few pitches, that is something you get with someone who is pitch to contact like Dylan Davis. Not too many pitches, so you can end up getting pretty long outings out of him.
And that comment about pitch to contact is what makes the last inning a little unusual for him, because he had two strikeouts.
Yeah, coming into that was 26 innings, 26 and a third with 18 strikeouts. So
yeah, less than a strikeout an inning. Lane Sobieski up. Lane singled back in the first. Hits the ball out to Walker. We're going to have to start calling Gus Mr. Automatic.
Very strong in the outfield. Always good to have a outfielder with as much range as Gus Walker does have in center.
Landon Sobieski is next. A breaking ball is hit off the fist out into right field, a base hit. Good pitch by Dylan Davis, just a little better hitting by Landon. That's going to bring up Blake Wallenfang. Go ahead, Charlie.
Landon Sobieski had two very different types of hits. In his first inning work, had a very hot grounder over to Jack Council. Ended up going for fielder's choice. That one just a little sort of a floater into right field.
First pitch is in there for a strike. Davis looking real good on the mound. Hopefully he can keep that up. Ball in the dirt. Great job by Ian Mary to slide over and block that pitch. Kind of reminded me of CJ. That's how he used to do it.
Sheboygan definitely taking advantage of the fact that we do have a number of very good defensive catchers with Mary and Schnell. Sage Stellmacher also slowly getting worked back into playing.
Ball up the middle, past the glove. Flip by Council to Palmquist is not in time to get the force out at second. Give Wallenfang a fielder's choice. I don't think we can give an error on that.
It's a very close play on that one. Council, a very good job of ranging over, but the backhand glove flip wasn't quite strong enough to get to Palmquist. Though Palmquist, protesting a little bit, thought he still did get it beaten out. Yeah, no.
Appleton with runners on first and second and one out. We're in the top of the fourth. What made that interesting too, Charlie, was Dylan had a ball hit pretty hard at him that he got his glove on. It took his glove right off, and he was able to make the play. That time, not able to do that. That ball's hit out to the wall in right field. It's down. It's going to go. Well, the runner at the batter runner Trent Blake tripped over first base. He's going to end up staying at first with a single. Landon Sobieski scored. And the second runner, Blake Wallenfang, had to hold on at third as Sheboygan hustled the ball back in. But Appleton on the board. That was a weird one.
Sometimes baseball can just be weird like that. Had a very good hit. Probably an easy double otherwise, but...
yeah, for sure. I thought 2 runs were going to score. But Sheboygan did a great job of getting the ball back in.
Hanson doing a good job out in right field, usually playing left field. But Brady Zackerson is still visiting family for the 4th of July weekend, so not here.
Really nice hit by Trent Blake. Didn't do such a great job of rounding the bag at first, however. Cost him a double. Another pitch down low. Evens the count now at 2-2. Still only 1 out. Appleton trying to battle back. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for Dylan Davis. And that's going to bring up the number 8 hitter, Austin Gruby.
Something very weird I'm noticing about Appleton is that they have a couple different colors of helmet. Gruby.
Right, yeah. Look at that. They have the maroon, or is that black, over at first. Red over at third and white at the plate. Get a great shot of the white helmet.
If it works for them, then who are we to argue?
Lucas giving you that shot. There's a ball up the middle. That time, Dylan Davis got a glove on it. Unfortunately, it didn't result in getting it out and resulted in an infield hit. And the runner on third, Wallenfang, scores. And now it's 4-2 Sheboygan.
Really, just the unfortunate thing about Davis is that he has had a couple plays that he's had his glove on, or nearly had his glove on. And aside from that first one, just none of them going his way.
Well, the first one did. Able to get it, and throw the runner out, batter runner, without having his glove on his hand. But good job by Appleton of battling back so far. Number 9 hitter, the Capitan up. He singled his first time. Both teams now with 5 hits.
I believe that single was on the slow roller to Palmquist over at second.
That ball gets by Ian Mary. The runners advance. That'll be a pass ball. Oh boy. We got trouble. Let's get an out. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on at second and third.
That one just outside.
Yeah, Ian Mary turned and asked the umpire. Ian thought it was a strike. There's a bouncer. Council has it. Good play over to first, and that ends the top of the 4th for Appleton, but not before they score 2 runs. And now, after 3.5, it's Sheboygan 4, Appleton 2.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support programs like Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Who Code that show kids they can dream anything and do even more.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
Left fielder Bennett Becker is going to lead off the fourth inning. Be nice if Sheboygan could respond to those two Appleton runs with a couple of their own. Schultz starts Bennett off with a strike. We mentioned before he has 54 pitches. That was 56 right there. Pitch count piling up.
Becker, someone who has not always started out here for Sheboygan in recent games, but has still done very well as the first man off the bench or just a nice rotational piece, so to speak. A 263 average.
Capitan, strong throw across for the out. That brings up Ian Mary. Mary hit the slow roller to the Capitan back in the third.
Mary, not the usual starter for Sheboygan behind the plate, that usually going to Justin Schnell. But Mary, in his at-bats, has made very good work of that, getting on base pretty often. 318 on base coming into this game. The 211 batting average, so walking pretty consistently.
2-0 is the count to Ian, to Charlie's point. Hopefully he can get on base. There's a line drive, but foul down the left field side.
And Mary's had a few hits that, and since home games, I should say, that have been right down the left field line.
He's definitely more of a pull hitter. There's a drive to the gap in left center field. That's going to get down and go to the wall. Ian trots into second with a stand-up double. It's at least a second double.
And Mary just very efficient with his getting doubles, that being his second double and his fifth hit. So almost half of his hits being off of the double.
Brings up Gus Walker. Gus walked, stole a base, and ended up scoring on a wild throw out into left field by the Legends catcher, Wallenfang. There's a bunt down the third base side. Le Capitan picks and throws, and Walker is safe. Good job by Gus. And Mary advances to third on the play. So Sheboygan, runners on the corners for Jack Council.
And that just a perfect bunt right there. Just in a nice spot, and Walker with enough speed to beat even a very, very strong throw from Le Capitan.
Council is 1 for 2 with a run scored. Walker not going on that first pitch, but I would expect him to be trying to steal a base. Kenny Nazy giving signs over in the third base coach's box. Davis Wilson coaching over at first. There goes Gus, and there's a line drive, but right to the left fielder. And the catch is made. Mary tagging and scoring. Sacrifice fly for Jack Council brings home a Sheboygan run.
And that's something that I'm sure Jack Council, even on an out, will still really like. That being only his second RBI of the year.
Carson Hansen is going to be up next. I would expect Walker to be going on the first pitch. Get in the scoring position for Carson. 5-2 Sheboygan up. They respond with at least one run. Hopefully they can get another one. There are 2 outs, however. Breaking ball hangs outside. Walker made a bluff, but obviously did not go. There he goes. Pitch is taken. Throw down. Not in time.
Not the best jump that we've ever seen from Gus Walker, but throw a little high. Gus Walker still easily able to slide in there. And to your point earlier of getting someone in scoring position, Carson Hansen, a very good gap hitter. So Gus Walker should be able to score pretty easily.
I would think any base hit to the outfield is going to score Gus. That's why getting a player of his speed to second base is so important. Ooh, pitch inside. Nicked Hansen on the foot. It was a walk. Okay. Give him a base on ball. Thanks for the help, Lucas. And now Harry with a great opportunity. Drive home a run.
Harry, 26 RBIs on the year currently, leading the team.
There's a little looper on the infield, and making the catch is Landon Sobieski, and that ends the 4th inning, but not before Sheboygan scores a run after 4 complete. 5-2 Sheboygan.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you don't just feed yourself or your family. You help support programs like Simply Give that feed our neighbors in need.
Thank you.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
You serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Dylan Davis is out. In to pitch for Sheboygan is Michael Martinez. Martinez making his 10th appearance. He's pitched 16 and 2/3 innings. The bugaboo with Michael is the walks. He's got 13 walks in those 16 and 2/3 innings. And to give you the line for Dylan, he went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. No walks, and had 3 strikeouts. So a pretty nice outing by Dylan. He ended with 51 pitches. Is that right?
That's one where it's a little bit surprising, you'd think, just off the pitch count to see him go early, but I think Tim Moyer just really wanting to break through this losing streak, so get a new pitcher out there.
The last time I saw Michael pitch, it was a home game, obviously, and he was pitching to Ian Mary and had a lot of trouble finding the strike zone, and it looked to me like they were only throwing fastballs, until he could start throwing strikes more consistently. Let's hope that Michael doesn't have that issue here tonight. Carson Crumry, the leadoff hitter for the Legends, is up to hit, leading off the 5th inning. Pop-up is going to get out of play.
While Dylan Davis, very much a pitch-to-contact guy, Michael Martinez, very much more efficient with the strikeouts and the walks, 16 strikeouts in just as many innings, give or take a third of an inning, but bit of shades of Brad Reinflesh in there with lots of strikeouts, lots of walks.
2-2 is the count. Pitch just outside. That pitch is outside. Leadoff walk for Appleton. And that's going to bring up Peyton Just, the left fielder.
Crumry just doing a good job of fighting back from that one. Had a 1-2 count coming into that. And then
you didn't have to do too much fighting, Charlie. Those pitches were way outside. But I get your point. He didn't swing at them, and that's important. It's not like when we get Riley Palmquist up there with no balls and 2 strikes, and he's fouling them off and fouling them off. And there's a pop-up. Michael Martinez making the catch. I thought that was going to carry out the Jack Council.
Martinez, I believe, pre-game, I've seen him taking some reps out in the outfield for some fielding practice for Martinez.
Really?
I think so.
Holy cow.
I believe he might have played an inning in defense in the outfield, though didn't get any recorded outs.
Scott Stengel bringing up the attendance for tonight's ball game. Give you that in just a bit. Or maybe Charlie will.
I can bring it up. We'll wait for this 0-1 pitch to come in.
Throw down by Mary is, way in time. What a throw by Ian Mary. That was sweet.
Just a fantastic throw there in front of the 433 people out here at Wildwood.
We got the count. We were a little confused on whether that last pitch on the stolen base attempt was a ball or a strike. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'll give you that attendance in just a minute. Charlie, we got 2 numbers. One is a in-the-house number, so that's how many people are actually here. The paid is always greater because we have a lot of season tickets that unfortunately don't show up. There's a line drive base hit just over the glove of Palmquist. Why don't you give us that attendance?
Got 354 people in the house for today's game. Had a pretty loud crowd for our inflatables race between this past inning.
Yeah, I had my head down the whole time writing down Michael's name. I didn't see who won. Was it pretty entertaining again?
It was pretty close between 2 of them. One of them was a little bit further behind.
With that base hit, Appleton still has 2 outs, and that brings up Landon Sobieski. I'll tell you that play from Mary out to Palmquist to get the base stealer was just an outstanding throw. And a couple things happen, Charlie, on those plays with the catcher is, number one, he has to have a quick exchange from the glove, getting the ball from the glove to the hand, and then, of course, have a strong arm. And then the third thing is make an accurate throw.
And Mary on that did all 3. Mentioned earlier on in the game that hadn't quite gotten an assist yet on the year, but that one, very clear as day that was going to be an out.
Yep. Just a bit outside, very close. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lucas had him punched out. Your vote doesn't count, Lucas. There's a slow strike call, but finally made, and that evens the count at 2-2. Ball falls straight back. If it wouldn't have been for the screen and the window, we might have had a ball right up here in the press box.
Reminds me of, there was I believe it was a Phillies broadcast that they were doing a broadcast out in center field, and mid-broadcast they ended up catching a home run ball.
Oh, wow. Breaking ball is popped up, but out of play.
Unfortunately, it was a home run from the away team.
Oh.
So they talked
threw it back?
Talked him into it. Didn't want to, but got to do it.
Getting back to action here at Wildwood. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. We have 2 outs. Runner on first is Lane Sobieski. Michael Martinez coming set. Sobieski, good job of base running. Advances on the wild pitch.
Mary did a good job of preventing that from going to the backstop, but Lane Sobieski, pretty quick jump on that.
Martinez pitch is fouled off by Landon Sobieski.
Nice from this angle looked pretty close to having a glove on that one, but was out of reach.
Yeah, good thing it was foul. Good fastball by Martinez, fouled off.
Landon Sobieski's done a pretty good job this at-bat of fouling off 2 strike pitches.
He's been hanging in there. He's 1 for 2 in the game with a run scored. Martinez with the payoff pitch, and that pitch hits the batter. He's going to take first base. And that's going to bring up the number 5 hitter, Blake Wallenberg. Pardon me, Blake Wallenfang. And coming out is Tim Moyer to talk to his pitcher. Our next broadcast is going to be July 5th. The Sheboygan A's get a bit of a break, 4th of July break. This will be the last game until that July 5th game when Sheboygan hosts Menasha in a 7:30 game. That'll also be our next live stream broadcast. So you can look forward to that. We get both ends of the conference standings. We get the tail of the end of the standings in Appleton tonight, last place, and Menasha comes to town, like I said, on Wednesday. They're in first place.
Menasha, probably my favorite team name of our League Ones, the Menasha Max.
Okay, do you know what Max stands for?
No.
Menasha Athletic Club.
Oh, well, that makes it a little bit less. But still, it's fun. It's more fun to say Max.
That ball is fouled. 1-1 is the count.
That can get to one where it's like ATM machine where it's you already have the acronym in there. The Menasha Athletic Club.
What does ATM stand for?
Automatic teller machine. I know that one.
Really? I thought it was Anytime Money.
I mean, it's same thing.
Anytime Money? ATM, boys, what is it? They're not paying attention to us. Holy cow, they're off in their own little world down there. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. Appleton has runners on first and second. There are 2 outs. Martinez trying to work out of the jam. There's a fly ball out into deep left field. Racing back is Becker, and he makes the catch. No call by the umpires, but Becker makes a wonderful catch out in left field. He got a good jump on it, but got turned around, but was still able to grab it. And that ends the 5th inning for Appleton. They do not score after 4.5. Sheboygan still on top.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support organizations like Hope House Mission and New Hope Shelter that give people around here warmth, shelter, and care.
Me smells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family-owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community, and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Northwood's cleanup hitter Jacob Neese will lead off the 5th inning for Sheboygan. He's had a real good night so far. A double and a single and a run scored. I think we need to get more than 5 runs, Charlie, to win this one. Appleton's threatening a lot.
Done a good job with getting hits. 2 runs on 6 hits for Appleton. Meanwhile, 5 runs on 7 hits for Sheboygan, and not too many walks between either team.
Jacob swinging at that first pitch, hits it high in the air, and the catch is made by Kiesler. Jurgensen had, I would say, the big hit of the game with 2 outs in the 3rd and 2 runs in for Sheboygan. He singled in 2 more runs, make it a 4-run inning. Charlie writing down highlights that CJ uses for his write-ups.
As long as I remember to actually give them to him after the game.
Yeah, right. That's just kind of like turning on the sound. We always got to remember the little things. Late timeout call by the home plate umpire. Not sure what was wrong there.
It's time called by Jimmy, but took a little bit of time. Pitch was about to go through before time fully went in.
All right. I didn't see that. Good catch. Breaking ball has fallen down the left field line, and was a foul ball. Again, no signal by the umpire.
Jimmy, 1 for 1 on the day, had a fly out to the center fielder Kiesler, and what I was writing down this time was that Kiesler, we had that one game where Gus Walker had, I believe, like 8 or so putouts in a 7-inning game. Kiesler already at 5 flyouts to him in this game.
Schultz steps back off the mound. Now he's ready to go. 1-1 pitch coming up to Jimmy. Lines that one to the gap in right center field. That's down all the way to the fence. Jimmy chugging around first and pulls up at second with a double. For Sheboygan, that's their third double of the night.
And Jimmy with a very nice hustle there, getting his 7th double of the year. And now hoping that Riley Palmquist can score him.
I don't know about you, Charlie, but as he's turning first and running for second, I thought he had visions of a triple.
Yeah, I think
not that he would ever made it, but
I think he wanted it, but kind of realized halfway through, I'm not going to be able to get it. So hold up at second, don't risk it.
Right, good decision by Jimmy and a good hit. Riley Palmquist is up. That first pitch was a strike. At least it was called a strike.
And if the umpire says it's a strike, it's a strike. So
yeah, no sense in arguing.
Especially for us arguing. We don't have the best view of it.
No, we definitely don't. Sheboygan up 5-2, looking to add to that lead. Pitch is high and tight. Count is 2-1. Jurgensen's on at second with his double. Waiting on deck, Bennett Becker. There's a ball looped into center field, but Kiesler comes in and makes the easy catch.
Lots of well-hit balls out to center field, but Kiesler doing a very good job out there in center.
Becker ended the top of the fifth with a fantastic catch out in left field to prevent Appleton from scoring. Now he's up with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. Good stop by Wallenfang.
And the big important thing about that catch by Becker is that might have been a 2-run shot, or 2-run hit out there, because both Sobieski's pretty fast out there, so even with one of them on first.
Right. Another pitch outside by Schultz. How many pitches for him so far? 80 for Chase.
Coming for pitch number 11 of the inning.
That's it.
Feels like it's been a lot longer.
I know, it does. That curveball's in there for a strike.
The last inning that Dylan Davis pitched, ended up going through 7 batters, only on 15 pitches, though.
Right, that was pretty amazing.
Umpire pretty late on making the calls, at least for visualizing to the crowd, to us up here in the press box.
Yeah, what makes it look, interesting is that Bennett is backing away and the pitch comes in and he calls it a strike, so everybody thinks it's inside. That, of course, not necessarily the case. And with that outside pitch now, the count is 3-2. Anything hit, Jimmy will be running like crazy. Ball is hit foul. Or like I usually like to say, Jimmy will be running like the wind if that ball gets into the outfield for a hit.
Jimmy, pretty decent speed out there on second. Not necessarily a stolen base threat, but still nice power hitter, decent enough speed.
Bennett swung at an outside pitch for strike 3, and that ends the 5th. After 5 complete, Sheboygan on top, 5-2.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
Noah Emery is going to start off the 6th inning for Sheboygan. Martinez goes 1 inning, gives up a hit and a walk, but no runs.
I think this is a pretty strategic move by Tim Moyer. You do have a pretty long weekend coming up, 5 or so days, if I'm doing the math off the top of my head. 5 days that you have no play, so use some people from the bullpen, get some more people out there. Don't want to overextend some of your arms. Get Emery in there.
Yeah, get the guys that doesn't matter. Like you said, they're going to have a couple of days off to rest, and hopefully everybody will be ready to go on Wednesday for that game against Menasha.
Emery coming into his 7th appearance, 22 innings pitched coming into that.
Emery's a big kid, 6'5", 225. He's from Hubertus, Wisconsin. And he's an alumni of...
See, Marion?
Marion.
More Marion, guys.
First ball swinging and fouling was Trent Blake. Blake had that drive out to the right center field wall. Should have been a double, but he tripped on the first base bag and had to stay at first with a single, but he did get an RBI. Gets that ball up in the air. Walker charging in, and missed it. Throw into second is not going to be in time, and a belly flop slide gets Blake in there with a double. I think Walker lost track of it, but I'm not sure. What do you think, Bill?
It's a hit regardless. And Blake's had a little bit of difficulty on the base paths today.
Yep, double. Yeah, Blake is... You're right, having his troubles. That slide looked like that could have hurt. There's a ground ball to short. Council backhands, throws, and safe is the call. And Trent Blake advancing to third. Fell about 5 feet short of the bag, but was able to get up and scramble to it. And Appleton has got runners on first and third. Couple of hits to start off the 6th.
Tim Moyer arguing with the base umpire.
Very close play at first. Kiesler, the center fielder, was the batter. He's got good speed, and he was just able to beat the throw. It was a heck of a try by Jack Council.
That's a play where Nice throws it right away. You might be able to get Blake out because of the slide, but want to be safe, don't want to overthrow it. Maybe just a little bit of, held back a little bit because he thought that was out. I thought that was out too.
Yeah. Ball is fouled off. Evens the count at 1-1. There's nobody out. Appleton with runners on first and third. Trent Blake over at third. Kiesler on at first. I'm surprised he hasn't stolen a base yet. But now that they know Ian Mary can throw pretty good, maybe they're a little hesitant to steal. There he goes. Oh, wrong play. Give Kiesler a stolen base. And then Blake scores on the bad throw.
That one, I think it was a fairly smart play. Riley, good job of cutting it off, and Blake was retreating to third, but throw ended up hitting Jurgensen in the wrist.
The way you want to do something like that is when you get the throw and you see the runner is so far off base, you run at him. And then you hold, freeze him as best you can. Then once he commits to going one way or the other, then you throw to your teammate. Hopefully Jimmy's going to be okay.
While Blake does end up scoring, still somewhat continuing his rough day on the base paths. Another pretty ugly slide in.
Oh, yes. Painful. It hurts to watch him.
He's done well in these past two at-bats, but it's just feel kind of bad for him because he's just had some bad luck on the base paths with tripping.
I don't know, Bill. I gave Palmquist an error.
A little bit of confusion about the count on this one.
The umpire holds up the count, but he doesn't hold it up high enough for us to see it. Get your hands up above your shoulders so we can see what how many fingers you're holding up. Bill's got it 1 ball and 2 strikes, so we'll go with that. There's nobody out to run in, and a man still on second for Appleton. Council's play over to first is in time. And the runner on second, Kiesler, advances to third. Score is 5-3. Sheboygan still on top, but Appleton now with a runner on third and 1 out. And the number 9 hitter, the Capitan.
And Appleton being very aggressive on the base paths.
Healthy swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Emery could use a strikeout here. Infield is back for Sheboygan. Anything hit to the infielders. Give the man on third a chance to score. And there it is. Fastball right down the middle. Swung on and missed. Now there's 2 outs. And that's going to bring up Carson Crumry, the leadoff hitter. Crumry 0 for 2 with a walk. Charlie, I think we need more than 5 runs to win.
Never hurt to have more. While they still do have the lead, always good to have a little bit of insurance.
That ball hit off of Ian Mary's shin guard right on the knee. They don't call them the tools of ignorance for nothing. Can be pretty dangerous back there. We like it just fine up here in the press box. Breaking ball is in there for strike 2. That's a fine pitch by Noah Emery. Fastball stays up high.
Trying to get Crumrye to chase on that one, but the pitch to give, more than willing to do that.
Good job of keeping the ball in front of him was Ian Mary. It makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Even count.
2-2. Ball is hit out to center field. Walker's got a long ways to go. He dives and makes the catch. That was a run-saving grab by Gus Walker out in center. It ends the 6th, but not before Appleton comes up with a run. After 5.5 innings, Sheboygan on top, 5-3.
Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract, brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow, raised by generations willing to sip, share, risk, remember. This is a story bigger than beer. This is the story of the American spirit.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Ian Mary's going to lead off the 6th inning for Sheboygan. His last at bat, he doubled and scored. Appleton hanging tough. They've given Sheboygan everything they can handle. I mentioned to Charlie a couple innings ago, I don't think 5 is enough. There's a drive to deep left field, way back there, and out of here. A home run for Ian Mary. That's a Sheboyganer.
I like that one.
I remember being a pitch counter for Sheboygan North baseball when he was playing for the Golden Raiders, and he had a home run here. He's got the power.
I mean, really just showing off that power on his season. I believe that is now his 6th hit. 3 of them are extra base hits.
Gus Walker up next.
Yeah, is that right?
Gus with a line drive through the right side. Base hit. Hit number 10 for Sheboygan.
Gus, after a fantastic defensive play last inning, coming right back on offense. And already Gus Walker 2 stolen bases on the day.
Wallenfang out talking to his pitcher Schultz. It doesn't look like anybody's warming up in the Legend bullpen. So they're going to stick with Schultz for now. Walker with 2 stolen bases tonight. The trivia question in the ball game was Jason Bartelt holds the record for most stolen bases in a game. He had 6 back in the day. Walker off on the first pitch. Wallenfang's throw is not in time.
A pretty quick throw out there and some good power behind it, but just a bit high. Gus Walker easily able to slide in.
Yeah, I thought Wallenfang did 2 of the 3. The third, he didn't get it down, like you said. Throws a little too high.
And Wallenfang, he's proven this game that he has had a pretty good arm, had that dot to get Carson Hansen out, but we've also seen him have a few throws that have just been a little bit offline.
His worst throw was the one to third. Council up. Council is 1 for 2 with a sac fly and an RBI. Jack has also scored a run. The count is 1-2. There's nobody out. We already have a run in on Ian Mary's home run to left. Looking to tack on another run. Schultz having a little trouble so far this inning. What do you got for him? Is he thrown about 90 pitches? 92 pitches so far. Walker on the move, and that ball is hit out to right. Coming over is Sobey. It drops, a base hit. Walker had to wait. He was off running on the pitch, made it to third, but then he had to wait to see if it was going to drop for a hit, and that did not allow him to score the run then. But give Council a single to right, and Sheboygan now with runners on first and third, and Appleton will be making a pitching change.
I think that's number 6. Brett Tetzloff. Yep. Brett Tetzloff coming in to pitch now for Appleton, provided I actually read the number right. Had a little bit of difficulty yesterday with reading some of the numbers, but...
Yeah, we'll cut you some slack.
And sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to read off the numbers.
These numbers, well...
Some pretty clear numbers on Appleton jerseys.
What makes it tough for me anyway is the gray number on the maroon back, or actually is that black?
Appleton hoping to see if a lefty might be able to take out the Sheboygan A's offense, but the A's offense clicking in the past few innings.
93. Just trying to figure out how many of the runs were earned for Sheboygan. They've got 6 so far. Schultz is responsible for the runners on first and third. Of the 6 runs that have scored so far, 5 of them are earned. So Schultz, not a good outing. He went 5 innings, gave up 11 hits, 6 runs so far, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. And Carson Hansen's going to have to face a left-hander. Hansen swinging at that first pitch. Council was on the move.
Anytime that you're trying to steal against the lefty, you do have to be a little bit more cautious than against the righty because it's a lot easier to throw that pickoff move with a lefty.
4 stolen bases tonight for Sheboygan. There's the move over to first.
Both teams very aggressive on the base paths in some different ways. Sheboygan, as you mentioned, 4 stolen bases so far. Council looking to make it 5.
Give Council a stolen base. Good play by Appleton not to throw down. That keeps Gus over at third, but now 2 runners in scoring position for Carson, who's got a 1-1 count. Tetzlaw's pitch is in the dirt. Great stop by Wallenfang. Sheboygan trying to add to their lead. Appleton's been pesky tonight. They scored 2 in the 4th, another one in the 6th, and if it weren't for a couple of really great catches in the outfield, they'd have more runs. That's now 3-1 to Carson. Waiting on deck is Harry Stelt. He'd love to get up with the bases loaded. Tetzlaw taking a long time to get the sign. That pitch in there, loads the count now. 3-2 to Carson. Carson 1 for 2 with a walk. There's a bouncing ball to third. Sobieski's going to take it to the bag, but Walker able to come home from third. Give Hansen an RBI on the ground out, and Council advances to third. Still only 1 out. Harry with a chance to give Sheboygan another run. It's 7-3 right now.
Harry 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. Did score on the appearance that he walked on. Harry, I don't think best pleased with that call, but I'm saying it just at the inside.
Council perched at third. Infield playing back for Appleton. I find that interesting. You'd think they'd want to cut off another run by Sheboygan. If Harry can hit it to the shortstop or the second baseman, Council will be able to score easily. That pitch on the outside corner for a call, strike 3. Harry not happy with that call, but that's what it is. And that's going to bring up Jacob Neese.
Harry pretty unhappy with all of those calls. Had one that he thought was a little bit too inside, and those last 2 he thought was a little bit too outside. But Harry still being very professional, not going to argue with the ump about it.
There's a drive out the center. Kiesler racing over and makes a catch for out number 3. But Sheboygan does come up with 2 runs, and after 6 complete, Sheboygan leads it 7-3.
Estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes. We thank you for your patience.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
The estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes.
$377 given away in the 50-50. Charlie mentioned earlier we have 354 people in the house. That means everybody must have bought at least one ticket. Danny Moyer, of course, does the number, gives away the money. Emery still on the hill for Sheboygan. Peyton just leading off the Appleton 7th. They now trail 7-3. Sheboygan with 7 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. Appleton 3, 8, and 1.
Just seeing Emery for just the first time, no pun intended. Looking for a little bit of a turn to his day, but Emery hoping to continue a solid performance.
For Chase Schultz, he went 5 innings, like I said, gave up the 11 hits. 7 runs, 6 were earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, did allow the home run, and threw 93 pitches. Emery with a good fastball. Gets just on strikes. Noah had trouble when he came in to start the 6th, gave up a couple hits and a run.
Emery a fairly decent strikeout threat, that being strikeout number 19 on the year for his 23 and a third inning out.
Lane Sobieski not able to catch up with that fastball. Maybe Noah just needed to get loose, and he did that in the 6th inning. If Sheboygan maintains the lead, Chase Schultz would be the losing pitcher. We're going to have to do some figuring to determine who the winner would be for Sheboygan. It wouldn't be Martinez.
I believe it
or
would
Dylan
be
Davis, pardon me, because he didn't go long enough. Sobieski swings and misses. It's the 3rd strikeout by Noah. Brings up Landon Sobieski. Michael Martinez could possibly get credit for the win, Charlie.
Believe he would be pitching that 5th inning with Sheboygan still up.
And he didn't allow any runs, so he did pretty good. Pitch is fouled straight back. Nobody on for Appleton. They have 2 outs in the 7th. Emery has shut him down. He's retired the last 5 hitters. He gave up 2 hits in a row to lead off the 6th, and then has retired the next 5 batters. Hopefully he can keep that up. Charlie, what's Noah's record so far on the year?
Emery currently has a 2-1 record in 5 starts, though, of course, not guaranteed that the starts are all responsible for the win. We do have a case like Michael Martinez today, who did not start but is set up for the win.
Yep. If Emery finishes out the game, he could earn himself a save, even though the margin is greater than 3.
Save rules have always been weird at sometimes, but
if you go more than
it's 3 innings of relief or within a 3-run margin. I think there's one other situation, but I don't remember what exactly.
That pitch is a call, strike 3, and that ends the 7th inning for Appleton as Emery strikes out the side.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support programs like Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Who Code that show kids they can dream anything and do even more.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier Factory authorized dealer.
Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
Jimmy Jurgensen is going to lead off the 7th inning for the A's. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. Tetzloff still on the mound for Appleton. Emery, so far in his 2 innings of work, has thrown 30 pitches, and Tetzloff, I think, had how many in his? 12.
That being his 12th pitch of the game.
We'll give him 11 for the last half inning. Oh, inside hit Jimmy on the arm. It's twice he's gotten hit tonight. Once was as a fielder.
Tetzloff, going up to Jimmy, making sure, hey, wasn't intentional, obviously. Want to make sure he's okay. And up to that point, Tetzloff doing pretty good. 3 straight outs of relief for Schultz recovering from the inning. I'm sure Jimmy's happy that we've got a pretty long break coming up, some time to heal his wrist from today.
Yeah, exactly. See if Moyer makes a change. Riley Palmquist is stepping in the batter's box to hit. Jimmy is down at first base. I don't think Jimmy will be running.
Not a very wide lead over at first.
Breaking ball is in for a strike. Brett Tetzloff, a good-looking left-hander. Showing some good sportsmanship, too, like you called, Charlie. Coming down to talk to Jimmy after that hit by pitch. Holmquist pops that up on the infield. And Austin Gruby making the catch for the first out. Bennett Becker up. Well, if you're looking for a couple of key points in the ball game, one, of course, I mentioned Jimmy's 2-out, 2-run single and the 4-run third. And then Bennett Becker's really great catch after getting turned around to end the fifth that could possibly, had it dropped in, scored a couple of runs, not just one.
Of course, the inning afterwards, Gus Walker with the diving catch of his own to save a run.
Right.
So
outfield play has really helped Sheboygan tonight.
Sheboygan's defense as a whole being very strong tonight. Of course, having one error, a little bit unfortunate for Sheboygan. That one just on a little bit of an unfortunate play, a little bit of a weird play.
Yeah, it's the one where they got the guy caught in a rundown and didn't execute it.
First time Jimmy got hit in the wrist today.
Yeah, that's the first time he got hit, and then he got hit as a batter. That foul ball, the count to Becker now is 1-2. Jimmy holding tight at first, only taking a step or two lead. There's a drive out to left center field. That ball is down. Getting onto the warning track. Look at Jurgensen run. Man, has he got the speed. Oh, boy. I haven't seen that kind of speed out of Jimmy all year. He was streaking. RBI double for Bennett Becker. I think we're going to have to get Jimmy to update his bio for us. Charlie mentioned if he ran track in high school or college. He was really motoring.
Booking it out there and nearly having the helmet fall off, but still managed to keep it on.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's glad that needs as much safety as he can get today.
Yeah, exactly. Better start wearing wrist guards. Ian Mary's up. Ian has had a dynamite night with a double and a home run and threw out a runner trying to steal. Bennett Becker had a really nice base hit, and Jimmy was really hustling on the bases. Nice to see.
Mary has a pretty good gap over on the right side of the infield, but has, as we pointed out earlier on today, pretty much a pretty strong pull hitter. If he can slap one into the opposite field, could possibly score Becker.
Becker with good speed out at second. There's a line drive. It's caught. And Becker is doubled off at second base. Good leaping catch by the shortstop, Crumry. And then throw over to second for the force out. It's a double play for the Legends.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you don't just feed yourself or your family. You help support programs like Simply Give that feed our neighbors in need.
Thank you.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
Serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Have some defensive changes. Riley Palmquist moving over to third base. Bennett Becker moving from left field over to second base. We'll have to see who's playing out in left. Emery still on the hill for Sheboygan. First pitch swinging was Blake Wallenfang. Blake is 0 for 3 in the ball game with a run scored.
Still just figuring out what our third base and left field substitutions are. I think
Jimmy taken out of the ball game. We got Riley Palmquist, we mentioned, going to third from second, and Becker moving from left to second base. We're trying to figure out who's in left field. 2 balls and 1 strike to the hitter, Wallenfang. There's a bouncing ball through the left side. Base hit.
I believe Riley O'Connell is who is out in left field, normally a pitcher.
Interesting. Talk about versatility. That's going to bring up for Appleton, Trent Blake. Blake swinging at that first pitch. It's going to be foul and out of the reach of anybody. You know, I think the safest thing, Charlie, for Trent Blake would be to maybe just ground out and, don't get on base where you have to start sliding.
I think he'd more prefer like a pop-up. Don't risk run. Just pop up into the infield.
Yeah, right. Pop-up would even be better because then he wouldn't have to run so fast. But,
wasn't in a hurry to take off after that foul ball.
His sliding ability is lacking.
Well,
ooh, good breaking ball by Noah.
I'll believe in him. I'll just say that he's maybe having a bad day with the old feet.
I think that's a good way to put it. Having a bad day with his feet. Ball is hit out into left field, and it's going to drop for a hit. And now the excitement begins with Blake on at first.
He has hit pretty well today. Had what should have been 2 doubles, but first one he tripped up over first base.
Calvin Kiesler's up for Appleton now, and he comes up with runners on first and second. Emery running into a little bit of trouble in the 8th. He had the same thing happen to him when he came in the 6th, allowed the first 2 batters to reach on hits. Was able to work out of it, and then he had a really dynamite inning in the 7th with the 3 strikeouts. Not able to check the swing. Makes the count no balls and 2 strikes.
Emery showing some good ability to fight back even if he's down early.
Kiesler's had a good game. Done a dynamite job out in center field for the Legends. Emery spiked that one.
Mary not much of a chance to block that one.
Yeah, you got that right. Kiesler now with a 1-ball, 2-strike count, but he has teammates on second and third. Isn't it interesting, Charlie, how Emery had control of the strike zone last inning, and in this inning he's just really struggling?
Still throwing it very hard, but it's a little bit too outside these past few pitches.
Ball out of the ballpark. Kenny Nazy coming out, giving the umpire some balls. He ran out.
I mean, that
seems like we've gone through quite a few balls tonight.
And people who pick up foul balls are supposed to turn them into the concession stand, but
well,
you have a couple.
We don't see any kids running around.
We might have some thieves out there.
Huh? Pardon me? I didn't hear you. Ball's pop foul. There was I bet if we went out along the fence line behind the Legends dugout, that ball that was hit out there in the first inning is still there.
Might be.
And that would be $1 for you at the concession stand.
It might just be wishful thinking, but I think I can see it.
Another ball hit foul. Out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Appleton has runners on second and third. They trail it 8-3. Sheboygan with a big night on offense with their 12 hits. And a good fastball gets Kiesler.
And Emery so far having a very, very interesting day on the mound. 5 strikeouts with that one. And most of his outs have come at the strikeout.
Austin Gruby up. Austin has a base hit and an RBI in the ball game. Emery heating it up now. Pitch comes in high. Sheboygan scored 4 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the sixth, and 1 in the seventh for their 8 runs.
Both offenses this game have been pretty active. 10 hits for Appleton, 12 for Sheboygan.
Yeah, it's a lot of offense. A lot different than than last night.
Not too many hits. Especially not as much as the away game, just looking at the recap from Wednesday. Sheboygan only 2 hits in that game.
Maybe I meant to say Tuesday's game. Tuesday's game, not many hits. Oh no, today's Friday. Last night's game. It was last night's game. Played so many games this week.
Lots.
So 5? Tuesday was a home game.
Tuesday home game.
Then Wednesday was on the road. We lost that. We lost last night, Thursday night.
And today.
And
played on
today.
Sunday as well, this past Sunday.
Yeah, but that's a long time ago.
Well, depends on when you start off your week.
Well, you're right. Ooh, just a little bit low and outside. Evens the count at 2-2. You're right, Charlie.
So depending on if you count Sunday as the start of the week or Monday, either 4 or 5 games this week.
Jeez. Oh, that was close. A little bit outside. 3-2. Lucas wanted that to be a strike. Matter of fact, the whole press box wanted that to be a strike.
I thought that was an outside enough, but
1, 2, 3,
Would've been
4,
nice.
5 games this week.
Would have been
Counting
nice to go to
Sunday.
strike.
Ball's popped up. Nice has a play. And he can't make the play.
Just overran it.
Yeah. Those pop-ups are not that easy. Discussion down on the other end of the press box whether they're going to give an error. I say no.
No.
Of course, they all listen to me and say no too. Good job of listening down there, guys. Ball is up and in for ball 4, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Very long at bat from Austin Gruby. Doing a good job of fighting things off.
Yeah, he was a battler up there, wasn't he?
And a couple more baseballs being returned to the home plate ump.
And here comes Tim Moyer to talk to Noah. CJ, what happened to the clip on the scoreboard? Let's just put it this way. The scoreboard is not working right. That isn't exactly what CJ said, but you get the point.
He's lamented a few times how the video board really needs to get fixed up.
Well, the thing about it is, you know, when we first purchased it, it was a really great thing, but now it's old and it's hard to get parts. Isn't that what you said?
Well, it's hard to fix, too, because you need to rent
Crane.
That's like $800 right there.
Yeah. Be a big expense to try and get it fixed once you get the parts. Emery remains in the ball game. And the first pitch to Le Capitan is a strike, swinging strike.
Wallentang over on third, Blake on second, and Gruby now on first.
Pretty easy advancement for Blake from first to second.
He's happy about that one.
Yeah, didn't have to do any sliding or belly flopping. Bouncing ball up the middle. Flip over to double play. That one goes from Council to Becker to Nazy. 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. Appleton does not score, and we head to the bottom of the 8th with Sheboygan on top.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support organizations like Hope House Mission and New Hope Shelter that give people around here warmth, shelter, and care.
Me spells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot. Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, tea time.
What are you, having tea with the queen? Hello. Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Gus Walker will lead off the bottom of the 8th. Gus having a real fine night, 2 for 2. 3 stolen bases, 2 runs scored.
And a very nice diving play out in center.
Yeah, he's played good defense. The ball hit right to the first baseman. Scalded it, but right at Landon Sobieski.
And while he's gotten through this game, a lot of times at home we've seen that from Gus Walker where it's hit very well, but just right to the fielder.
Council first pitch swinging. Pops it up to short center field, and Kiesler makes the easy catch. And that's going to bring up Carson Hansen.
2 pitches already for Tetzloff, and that's it for 2 outs. Hansen maybe going.
Brett Tetzloff has done a nice job for the most part. Got some fine help from his defense to end the 7th inning on that line drive by Mary right to the shortstop, who then flipped to second to double off Becker. What do you got for pitch count for Tetzloff? 28 pitches so far for Brett. Good looking left-hander. Our Mr. Home Plate umpire's shirt is all wet. It's a little hard to tell on your monitors at home, but he is sweating right through his equipment. It's hot and humid out there.
You mentioned what? Game time tempo is 83?
82. Le Capitan does make the catch. That was a tough one. But he's able to make the play. Hansen is out, and that's going to bring up Harry Stelt, maybe?
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
At Northwoods, we are a family. And like your family, our main concern is safety. As a leader in the cleaning and sanitation industry, we're doing our utmost to support and supply essential cleaning, sanitizing, and maintenance products to your family and business. And we're introducing new products, like our Cool Water Personal Hand Sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
Ryan Rail in for Sheboygan to pitch the 9th inning. For Emery, he went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run that was not earned. Walked 1 and struck out 5 through 55 pitches in his 3-inning outing. And leading off the 9th inning for Appleton will be their leadoff hitter, Carson Crumry. Crumry looking for his first hit of the night.
Rail, the closest thing Sheboygan has to a full-time closer. This is his 7th appearance, has 2 saves on the year, though this one not a save situation currently.
First pitch swinging is Crumry, and he pops it up. Bennett Becker making the grab.
Pitch a little bit outside on that one.
Peyton Just is 0 for 4 in the ball game. Good fastball, fouled off. Tetzlav had a nice outing for the Legends.
Finished with a 5-pitch inning in that last one.
That's pretty amazing.
Sheboygan was aggressive, but didn't work out for them. And hoping that 5 runs are enough. In baseball, anything can happen, but with 1 out already, make that
fastball.
2.
Good fastball by Rail, and he gets Just for out number 2 here in the 9th inning. Sheboygan on the cusp of ending their 3-game skid.
And Rail, a big strikeout pitcher, just coming into his 7th inning with now that strikeout number 12 of the year for him. Just under 2 strikeouts an inning.
Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. The way it stands right now, Chance Schultz will take the loss for the Legends. And Michael Martinez, with his 1 inning of relief, will pick up the win. No save in this game, the way things stand right now. Rail has done most of his pitching on the road. We haven't seen him very frequently during our broadcasts. Nice to see Ryan.
Believe we've only seen him once at home, which was...
He's a road warrior. Right? He's a road warrior. Yeah. Does his best work on the road, although he's doing a great job here, getting the first 2 batters. 3-1 to Lane Sobieski. That pitch in for a strike, and that makes the count 3-2. Still have a good fan base out here, even though it's the 9th inning and Sheboygan has a big lead. They've stuck around. Fastball fouled straight back. Ball is popped again. Foul out of play. Three-two count to Lane Sobieski. He's 2 for 4 in the ball game. That pitch is down low, and the inning continues.
Well, pretty good at bat from pitching there, but Lane Sobieski just did a nice job of fighting off a few pitches. Ends up coming
only
out
the 3rd walk of the game for Sheboygan pitchers. That's pretty good.
Not many walks overall in this game.
No, I have Tetzlav with no walks, and
I believe just 2
Chance Schultz had 3.
3?
I got him for 3.
Yeah, I missed one of them on my counting.
Hey, pick it up over there, Charlie.
Got confused because the first 2 walks from Schultz scored.
Cracked his bat on that one. Broke it right in half, as a matter of fact.
Just a lot of offense in this game, mostly coming from hits. 22 combined hits between the teams.
And let's see here. Sheboygan had 1, 2, 3, 4 doubles and a home run. So out of their 12, and I think you mentioned that before, 4 of them going for extra bases. Breaking ball in there for strike 3, and that's the ball game. Called strike 3, and Landon Sobieski is out, and Sheboygan wins it. They break the 3-game losing streak. The line score For Appleton, 3 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. For Sheboygan, 8 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. Sheboygan's record now stands at 21-14, and they remain above Appleton in the standings for the Northeastern Wisconsin League. Before we leave, I just want to make a couple announcements. First of all, happy 4th of July weekend to all you people out there. Sheboygan's parade will be on Wednesday, and it starts at 9 o'clock. It'll be on WSCS TV, that's channel 990. Fireworks on the 4th of July will start around 9:30, so you can look forward to that. But for my partner, Charlie Heim, and for our camera operator, Lucas Schulze, I want to say thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you down the road.